Hello, friends. Are you ready for another story with Benny the Rabbit? Let's begin. Deep in the whispering woods, a little rabbit named Benny was hopping with excitement. His long, floppy ears wiggled with joy. Today was a very special day. He was finally opening his brand new art studio. He had set up a big easel, laid out his best paper, and arranged all his colorful paints in a neat row. He even wore his favorite tiny artist's beret. Soon his friends began to arrive. First came the gentle blue butterfly, her iridescent wings shimmering in the sunlight. Then came the chatty squirrel, his fluffy tail twitching as he carried a shiny acorn. Last but not least, the speedy hummingbird zipped in, a blur of green and red. "Tada!" Benny announced with a grand wave of his paintbrush. "Welcome to my art studio, friends." His friends gasped with delight. The studio was filled with wonderful colors and the smell of fresh paint and new canvases. "Wow, Benny, this is amazing," chirped the hummingbird, zipping around the room. "It's beautiful," fluttered the blue butterfly. Benny puffed out his chest with pride. "I can't wait to paint a beautiful picture," he said, reaching for his favorite paintbrush and the bright red paint. He was going to paint a big, juicy strawberry, his favorite snack. Just as his brush touched the red pot, Squirrel scurried over. "Ooh, Benny, can I use the red paint, please? I want to paint a cozy red mushroom for my family." Benny paused. I was going to use that." Before he could say more, Hummingbird zoomed down. "Hey, I wanted to paint a flower with red petals. A big, beautiful poppy." Then Blue Butterfly landed softly on the easel, and I wanted to paint a magnificent sunset. "I need the red to mix with orange and yellow." Benny looked at his friends and then at the single pot of red paint. His ears drooped a little. "Oh no," he mumbled. "There's only one red paint, and I wanted to use it all for my giant strawberry." He hugged the paint pot tightly. His friends looked disappointed. The studio, which had felt so happy and exciting just a moment ago, was now quiet and a little sad. Squirrel, ever the helpful friend, twitched his nose thoughtfully. "I have an idea," he chattered. "What if we take turns? You can use the red paint first, Benny. Then, when you're done with it, you can pass it to me. And after me, Hummingbird can use it, and then Blue Butterfly." Hummingbird zipped up and down. "That's a great idea. And we can share the paint brushes too. There are so many." Blue Butterfly added, "And while we wait, we can use the other colors. Look at this lovely blue and this sunny yellow." Benny looked at his friends' hopeful faces. He thought about his big red strawberry, but then he thought about how much fun it would be to paint together. Sharing didn't seem so bad when it meant his friends would be happy. A smile slowly returned to his face. "Okay," he said cheerfully. "That's a wonderful plan. Sharing is caring, after all." So the art adventure began. Benny carefully painted the outline of his strawberry and filled a part of it with red. Then he said, "Your turn, Squirrel," and passed the red paint and a brush. While Squirrel painted his delightful red mushroom, Benny started coloring the green leaves on his strawberry. Hummingbird used the yellow and green paints to start his flower, and Blue Butterfly began blending a beautiful orange for her sunset. They passed the colors back and forth, always remembering to say please and thank you. The studio was filled with chatter and laughter once again. Benny even let Hummingbird use his favorite paintbrush to add a tiny red detail to his poppy. When they were all finished, they stepped back to look at their work. Benny had a fantastic strawberry picture. Squirrel had a cozy mushroom home. Hummingbird had a vibrant poppy, and Blue Butterfly had the most beautiful sunset painting of all. Benny looked at all the wonderful art and then at his happy friends. "This is even better than painting alone," he said. Our studio became a collaborative art space. His friends all agreed. They learned that taking turns and sharing doesn't mean you get less. It means everyone gets to have more fun together. And so, in Benny's art studio, for new masterpieces hung on the wall, a colorful reminder that sharing is always the best work of art. Thanks for listening, everyone. Don't forget to follow for more adventures with Benny and his friends. See you next time.